Have you ever found yourself hesitating to pursue a dream or goal simply because of time? And not just time, but the time is going to take to accomplish it. So have you ever been hesitant like that? Or maybe you thought of a dream or a goal that you considered to pursue. Notice, considered to pursue, but you paused and you didn't really pursue it. How do you perceive time when it comes to that? Like, what do you think of time when it comes to achieving that? And that brings me to today's quote of the week from the Maximize Your Life Planner. And it comes from someone that some of you, if you're definitely in the personal development journey, you might have heard. Some people coined him the godfather of personal development. He's one of the first people to put personal development on audio and sell it. His name is Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale. And this is the quote that Earl says: "Never give up on a dream just because of time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyways. The time will pass anyways." By the way, before I get into today's lesson, plug real quick, just in case you want to go look it up. Earl Nightingale has a phenomenal audio called The Strangest Secret. Go check that out. Highly recommend it. But back to the quote: "Never give up on a dream because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Like, time's going to go by." So one thing that this quote encourages, it starts off with never give up on a dream. Like, never, ever, 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 ever give up on a dream. I had a mentor once tell me, he goes, "Max, there's three rules to success, or three strategies, or three things that you need to follow in order to achieve success. Number one is pay attention. You got to pay attention to who's making it happen, who's winning, who's making moves, right? Not only pay attention, he said, get excited. You got to be emotional about this. You got to get excited." And the last thing that reminds me of this, never giving up on a dream, he says, "Max, never, ever, 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 ever quit." So when the quote starts with never give up on a dream, it reminds me of the importance of persistency. I said this before in a previous video, but persistency gets you what you want. So if you're persistent, you can achieve that goal. You can achieve that dream. You can make it happen if you're persistent enough. And if you've been on some of my videos, you probably already know the other part is that to keep it, you got to be consistent. So to get it, you got to be persistent. To keep, you got to be consistent. Now, the thing about that is you got to remain committed to your goals, despite challenges, despite setbacks, despite ups and downs. You know, I like to say setbacks are just simply set ups for, success, to go make it happen. Just because, and the quote continues, if you listen to the quote, just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. So he's saying, first and foremost, don't quit. Don't give up on your dreams. But even more importantly, if your reason for quitting is because of time that's going to take to accomplish it, he goes, chill, relax. And here's what I want to remind you of anyone that has a big dream, a big goal. In case nobody has told you, goals require time. Goals require effort. You gotta put in effort. You gotta make it happen. It's just not gonna magically appear. And last but not least, goals require patience. I was having a conversation this week with my wife about patience, and she reminded me of something. So the Holy Spirit spoke to her and said one of the simplest examples of patience was the Holy Ghost said, "Go plant a seed." And if you think about it, go plant a seed. Like, think about if you're a gardener or you plant a seed, like an actual seed, not the seed of creativity, but an actual seed. How long does it take for you to see something come out the ground? The crazy part is it first has to create roots to go down. So before it goes up, it got to go down. That right there just hit someone. Like, that alone might be what you need to hear on this call. Like, that was it. But remember, the patience of planting a seed, you got to sit there and wait. So once again, goals require time. Goals require effort, and goals require patience. It's not going to happen overnight, especially if it's a big goal or big dream. I find it so interesting how people, are willing to commit 10, 20, 30 years to a career, but they go after maybe a business goal, or they open up a business, they start something new, and because it doesn't turn out the way they want within a month or even days, within their first day, they quit immediately. How long you been at your job? You gave that a chance. When was the last time you believed in yourself? When was the last time you went after it? So why not, once again, stay persistent and do not quit? Now, another thing I want to remind, it goes hand in hand, is don't abandon your dreams. Don't abandon your dreams because of time. Don't abandon your dreams because of effort. Don't abandon your dreams because of even patience. But especially in this quote, because he's talking about the time will pass anyway. So especially for time, in this quote, he's saying, never give up on a dream, especially if it has to do with time, because time will pass. Think about that real quick, because no matter how long it is, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, damn, imagine I would have went after it. Imagine I would have gave that thing a shot. Where would I be right now? And it reminds me of a story real quick about my life. I remember when I was a teenager, maybe I want to say 12, 13, like 13, right, teenager. And my godmother invited me to Florida to come visit her. And I came to Florida and I was fascinated with Florida. I saw the palm trees, I saw the beaches, the sand, the exotic cars, the homes, the vibe. Florida is just a vibe. And I said in that moment, I want to live here one day. I want, as a kid, I was like, I want to live in Florida. Mind you, I come from up north. I know snow, cold, jackets, walking to school in the rain and the snow. I didn't want no more of that, right? So when I saw Florida, I got excited about that, right? But here's the thing: challenges, setbacks, time was holding me back from getting there. I didn't give up on my dream. See, one of the first obstacles I came across was when I graduated high school. I did pretty good in high school. I was in top 10. I had some scholarships and stuff like that. And I applied to some colleges in Florida. And actually, some colleges accepted me. But I had to look at reality and face what I had on the table. If I stayed back home, they offered me a full ride to college, or I come to Florida and be in debt with college. And I chose to go the route that was fully paid. So I got a full ride to college if I stayed in my home state. So I stayed. So I put my dream on the back burner, but also give me opportunity to plan and to organize. And once again, like I said earlier, with this planner, one of the things we promote is plan your work and work your plan. So during college, I was planning my work. I was planning my journey to Florida. How am I going to get to Florida? So I was building up my resume. But when I graduated college, I was like, I'm going to Florida. I'm going to apply for a job in Florida. But would you believe? It's funny because the jobs I was applying for in Florida were telling me that I didn't have enough experience. So I'm sitting here thinking like, hold up. I'm applying to this job to get experience, and you're telling me I don't have enough experience. So how am I supposed to get the experience? So I said, you know what? I'm going to utilize my local network in my hometown, and I'm going to network and get a job. So I ended up getting a job. I started also a small business. So I was building up my experience. So once again, that dream was on hold. I was patient. But then after the career, after I built up my resume, I said, you know what? It's my chance to finally move to Florida. I'm not going to get into all the details because even the coming down to Florida is another journey, another story. But long story short, I ended up in Tampa, Florida. Why? Because I was persistent. I said, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to make this dream a reality. And it really comes down to one important key factor. If I can leave you with anything today, is a mindset shift. You have to shift your mindset. Because here's what I do know. I learned this from another mentor of mine. He says, you know, disruption always follows intention. When you set a goal, when you're intentional about something, disruption is going to come. It's just a matter of fact. Once you get outside of that comfort zone, when you set an intention, you get uncomfortable, there's going to be a part of the journey that gets uncomfortable, and that could be disruption and other factors too. But here's the mindset shift that I'm going to encourage you to do. You have to turn problems into possibilities. Instead of looking at them as problems, just say, what if this is not going to work this way, what's another possibility it can work out? Especially when you see a challenge. Do you understand when it comes to sales, when it comes to developing an idea, a product, a business? Business is providing a solution to a customer. Let it be a product, let it be a service, you're providing a solution. So when you shift your mindset to see problems and obstacles as opportunities, jackpot, gold mine. Why? Because you're no longer seeing obstacles, challenges, problems as setbacks. Once again, you're seeing them as a set up to make a fortune. Because if you can figure out a way to develop a solution for that problem, guess what? You're winning. And that's how simple it is. And the last one is to remind you that, or the mindset shift to go from limitations to legacy. And what I mean by limitations to legacy is by you staying persistent. By you staying persistent until something happens. I heard this acronym, PUSH. Persistence until something happens. PUSH. Another one, pray until something happens. I believe in prayer. Matthew 7:7 says, ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the doors will be open for you. So at the end of the day, we have to look at the legacy. Look at the limitations and turn those limitations into legacy. And what do I mean by that? Turning it into legacy, I mean that think about the story you're going to tell. See, every time I come across an obstacle, a problem, a challenge, a setback, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good story. This is going to be a legendary story. So you're going from limitation to legendary. You yourself are turning into a hero. You're going to have your own story. And another mindset shift I want to give you is visualize. You guys got to visualize, what if it goes right? So many times we think about what if it goes wrong, but I challenge you, listen to me. When you're going through a difficult time, visualize, what if this goes right? Not only visualize what if it goes right, daydream. Dream of yourself achieving that goal. Dream of yourself experiencing the fulfillment. Tap into the emotions that it feels to accomplish that. If you're going for a new career, if you're going for a new job, how would it feel being that manager at that job? How would it feel moving up the career ladder? How would it feel finally making six figures, finally making multiple six figures? How would it feel to clear that million? How would it feel to be recognized in front of everyone in your company for helping solve the solution? How would it feel walking across that stage? How would it feel writing that check to that orphanages? How would it feel to make a difference in someone's life? How would it feel to, when someone's in need, you can be the solution? Emotionally put yourself there. And when you tie yourself to that emotion, now you can stay persistent. You stay committed to that dream and you can make it happen. You're committing. Speaking of commitment, I want you to really pause right now. Maybe you're watching the recording, maybe you're watching it live, but I want you to pause and do this for yourself. Commit to never giving up. I want you to say, I, insert your name, will never give up on my dreams. Commit to it. Especially if you have a hard time, committing. Make a decision today that you're going to go make it happen. And by the way, if you ever find yourself in a negative or emotional state, like, oh my God, you feel defeated. That's the word, defeated. I want you to always say to yourself, I'm not going to make any decisions until tomorrow. And if the next day you're still feeling negative or emotional, I'm not going to make no decisions until tomorrow. So anytime you find yourself emotional or negative, don't make a decision until the next day. And you know what that's going to do for you? It's going to build you up. Why? Because when emotions are high, intelligence is low. To avoid making a permanent decisions based on temporary feelings, always tell yourself, I'll wait till tomorrow. I feel like quitting today. You know what? I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Always commit the next day. Now, one thing that's going to happen if you do that, if you visualize, if you do that exercise, wait till tomorrow, if you really become more persistent, you pray, like I said earlier, if you do all these things, what's going to happen is you're going to build up your muscle. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she was saying, you know, wow, Max, you challenged me, and I challenged myself to go to get on this Zoom call and share my story. She got on, and she didn't feel like doing it, but because she did it, she goes, you know what? It feels like it's getting easier. I was like, it's not really getting easier. You're just getting better, and you're growing. You're becoming stronger, and because you're becoming stronger, it seems easier. And that's the beauty of personal development. Also, by going after it and staying committed and committing to your dreams, you're going to learn how to overcome challenges. The more challenges you overcome, it's not only going to help you build your leadership skills, it's also going to help you become more resourceful, but it's also going to build up your confidence. See, your confidence is based on your focus. If you focus on possibilities, you focus on opportunity, focus turns into feelings. So what you focus in your mind turns into a feeling in your heart, and that feeling produces a function. You're going to want to go do things. So that's how you build confidence. I talk about this sometimes about the belief cycle. Beliefs turns into thoughts, thoughts turn into actions, actions create results, results turn into more belief. So it builds your confidence up. Also, by overcoming challenges, it allows you and teaches you to adapt to change. See, I heard once that two factors really come down to having anything you want. You want to know what the two factors to having anything you want? Your willingness to learn. You got to want to learn more. You got to be open to learn. And number two, your willingness to change. So by you becoming more resourceful through these challenges, you're going to learn how to change and adapt quick. That you're not going to let anything phase you. You're not going to let anything get to you. You know, I tell people all the time, if you can't find a way, you make a way. And last but not least, which I think is the most empowering one, is that you're going to be able to inspire people. Inspire people. I don't know if you ever heard it. I aspire to inspire before I expire. Aspire, inspire, expire, right? I aspire, I have a goal to inspire, to motivate and inspire people before I expire, because we're all going to go away one day, right? So think about that real quick. You can inspire others through your persistency, through you making it happen, through you going through those obstacles, because someone can see you and say, you know what? If they did it, I can do it too. Within my organization, within our club, we always tell people we share our stories to help others change theirs. What if you're going through the challenge you're going through now as an individual, to learn from the struggle, to learn from the problems, to learn from the obstacle, to create an opportunity for others to not have to go through it because of your lesson? What if you were designed to go through that challenge so that thousands and millions of others don't go through that challenge? You ever thought of it that way? How impactful is that? How empowering is that? Once again, I'm gonna say the quote one more time. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. That's the quote. Now, if you follow me and you've been on these videos before, you know we always do a quote and we always do a declaration. Today's declaration is, I am open to an even better outcome than the one I desire. I am open to an even better outcome than the one I desire. This goes hand in hand with what I was just talking about. Because if you have a willingness to change and you can adapt, you can shift. When you think one dream is what it's gonna be, but when you learn how to go with the flow, guess what? Many times, a small blessing that you thought was this turns into something way bigger and way better because you didn't even expect it, but you went with the flow. How cool is that? I am open to an even better outcome than the one I desire. And we talk about declarations in present tense to talk to the subconscious mind, because when the subconscious mind believes something is factual, it's going to do and program you. You are programmed through your subconscious mind to go get it done. And what it does, this declaration, is acknowledging the possibilities of an alternate outcome, one that you didn't even expect. And then it's also expecting the willingness to embrace another outcome. More so if it proves to be even better than the one you desired in the beginning. How cool is that? That is opening up your mind to receive more, to receive better. So what it's going to do with this declaration is showing you the importance of openness. You have to be open-minded. Like I said, you're not quitting on the dream, but what if the dream evolves? What if the dream innovates? See, I heard another quote that goes hand in hand with this. Don't quit on the dream or the goal because of the plan not working. Just change the plan. The goal stays the same. What that does is it also not only helps you become open-minded, but it helps you become more flexible. It creates a more flexibility, receptiveness. Because now you're being more receptive on other outcomes that can still get you to the desired goal or even bigger. Now, one thing that having this declaration in your mind and say, you know what, I'm open to bigger. I'm open to better. I'm open to other. What it does, it helps you maintain a positive outlook. It allows you to remain open-minded to new possibilities. And it also allows you to embrace the potential of an unexpected blessing. I like that word, unexpected blessing, which an unexpected blessing can turn into multiple opportunities, not just for you, but those that come in after you. So once again, the declaration is, I am open to an even better outcome than the one I desire. And just in case you're just jumping on, both the declaration and the quote of today come from the Maximize Your Life Planner, all right? You can find this planner at maximizeyourlifeplanner.com. My name is Maximo Lora, and I want to thank you once again for joining me today. I greatly appreciate your company. If you enjoyed this video, you enjoyed this live, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share, tag someone below. Whatever it is that you do, show some love if you receive value from this. Thank you so much for your time. Let's go impact this world and let's go live life to the max. Peace out.